Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday School. Today, we're going to be talking about Exodus 17, verses 1 through 7. And this starts a new series that we're going to be talking about, which is called Who Am I? It goes along with the sermons that I am preaching for the next 3 weeks. And so, today's sermon is on this passage from Exodus. And it is a story about Moses leading the Israelite people. And so, in Exodus 16, the chapter before this one, the people were hungry. And so the Lord provided bread and meat for them. So Exodus 17, the people are thirsty. And so they're like, we're thirsty. Moses, get us something to drink. And he was like, why are you asking me for that? Why are you testing God? And then the people continued to thirst for water. And the people were like, Moses, why did you lead us away from water and food? It's going to kill our children, our livestock if we don't have water. And so Moses cried out to God and said, what am I supposed to do with these people? How am I supposed to give them what they need? They're about to kill me. And so the Lord said to go ahead of the people and to go to Horeb, the rock at Horeb. And it is strike the rock with the same staff that you parted the Nile River with, and water will come from it. And it did. So the Lord continued to provide for the Israelite people in Exodus 16, but then also in this passage for today. And there are times in our life when we don't necessarily know if God is with us or not. That we might ask God, are you even here? And are you watching over me? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing my prayers? Are you listening to me? And so there are times when I think but we also quarrel with God, get angry with God, and then try to test God, question whether God is even there or not. I think we all do that. And we all do that knowing in our heart of hearts that God is always with us. It is never going to leave us. But there are times when we have to alter ourselves to recognize God's presence. So do you have a time in your life whenever you felt like God was distant from you? One of the times for me was a couple of years ago when my grandpa passed away. And so I was struggling just with anxiety and depression from that moment and not knowing where God was in that. It was a very quick diagnosis, and it was a very quick time before he passed. And so I didn't know where God was in that moment. I didn't know where God was leading me in that moment or who God was trying to get me to be in that moment. So I asked God, who am I? In this wilderness that I'm in, that I feel like I'm in, who am I? But also, where are you? And so it took a lot of prayer. It took a lot of just relying on who God is and praying and seeking those little moments of where I can experience God. And so I did that really through my work, and I worked with youth at that point. And so I was trying to really connect with the kids and really just pour myself into my work, into the things where I can see God at work, actively at work. And it was through my kids. And it was a great time to see how I can transform whenever I recognize who God is, whenever I recognize that God is always present with me. What comes of it? Now, that doesn't make life easy. That doesn't make this experience of grief, anxiety, and depression any harder or any easier. It still exists. It never escapes. You're never escaping from it. And daily, it takes us seeking God out, praying, doing a devotion, reading scripture, being with friends, talking about things that are going on in your life, and to truly be able to recognize where God is in that. So I would invite you today to think about the times that you connect with God the most. And for me, that is in prayer. It's also in reading scripture, but then also in nature. So if you have a place, a special place that you like to go, that's special to you. I know some people are very connected with a camp ministry, or like Warmth in Winter would be an experience where you really feel God's presence. But think about somewhere where you can go at least, regularly, sometime regularly, and to really be able to pour into recognizing God's presence. Because right now it seems like so many things are up in question. It seems like we are trying to make all the best decisions for all the people, and we're never going to please everyone. But then also, you have to make sure you're okay and that you are connected with God. And that connection is staying strong. So I hope that you take the time this week to find the rock at Horeb for you, the place where you connect with God and see God. Because God purposely said to Moses, I will be there. And so you have to find that place where you feel like God is there with you and know that God is there with you. I will see you soon. Today we are having a tie-dye party. We're tie-dyeing our new youth shirts for the year. And we're also, I showed you those last week, and then we are also tie-dyeing some masks I bought for us. So we're going to do that at 5 o'clock tonight, or this afternoon. And then the Chills Italian Ice truck will be here, and you all can get an Italian ice before you head home. So I will see you all soon, and I hope that you're able to make it tonight, and just let me know if you are.